to prove that I am in fact here. And I am looking at my mother's little thumbnail down there and no one is there. Oh yeah, let me throw it in the Discord for you. It'll be in the gaming channel, and then hopefully it'll let you in to play. Oh goodness. Discord. Also, can the world hear me? Am I audible? Sweet, awesome. Okay, going to the gaming chat. There we go. Oh my goodness. It's hovercats.gg/sheeple. I don't know if it's capital actually. I don't think it is. Ooh, but why didn't it make it actually a link? Okay. Let me go copy and paste it from the actual site. Hovercats.gg/sheeple. Yeah, I changed it because I came in. I was going to leave it up while I wasn't here, and then I came in for the pre-show rambles and changed it. But I can also, I'm putting it in the Discord. You should be able to just type in hovercats.gg/sheeple, but I believe this should also take you there. So it's in the gaming chat. And while I'm sitting here waiting for my... It worked! Yay! Okay, sweet. I need to turn the volume down on my phone so we're not hearing friggin' Legend of Zelda Karoks all day. I have to figure out how to stop having so many notifications. I just get notifications for everything. I need to remember to turn them off as I get them. I'm also going to go into the... Oh, I've got too many friggin' pinned things. There we go. Go into the Coffee Klatsch Google Keep. And update. Pineapple muffin? Pineapple. Is pineapple muffin an option? Oh, nice. Which sound does yours do? I had it for a little while. The sound when you like open a... There's a conflict. I said pineapple, but Judy says blueberry. Conflict. Both. Both muffin. Bring me the pineapple muffin. Just pass it to me through the screen. That's what I want, actually. I want to eat it. But there was a while when I had the... Oh. Okay, blueberry muffin. That feels more like breakfast. I was thinking pineapple muffin. I was like, what is this? I want to try it. But for a while, I had the sound when you like open a chest, and they're all the Breath of the Wild sounds, because that's the one I've played the most. But for a while, I had the sound where you open a chest, the that sound, and then for a while, my ringtone. Ew, but cranberry's gross. Cranberry orange muffin. Ronald. Cranberry's gross. Orange muffin good. Cranberry? You lost me. But for a while I had my notification sound was the chest sound, and then for a while my ringtone, if anyone is familiar with the sound when you encounter one of the what's it called? One of the ancient like mechanical, the friggin' spider things. What are they? Oh my goodness, what are they called? They're like turrets, but they're not turrets. They're like, oh, what is it called? Anyway, if anyone has played Breath of the Wild, you know what I'm talking about. But the little and there's like music that gets very stressful. That was my ringtone for a little while. Now my ringtone is the Moomin theme song. Okay, updating. What else was I going to talk about? Okay. Talking about that. I feel like there's another crochet thing I was going to talk about, but I can't think of it now. So I'll just have to leave it off. Do I have any shower thoughts or anything? Watching, reading, listening to. Oh, I know what I need to put in there. Okay. Have I watched or read anything else? Oh, let me see. Messenger ringtone is fairy fountain cute. Messenger notification is small secret. Regular notification is small chest, and the alarms go back and forth between the cookery forest and hey listen. Yeah, I know you have the hey listen because I remember your phone going off, your alarm going off one day at Faye Nectar. The phone ringtone is the music box. Oh, that's cute. So you've got all of them as Legend of Zelda. I think my phone has all the default sounds because I'm always on silent. You never have your volume up ever? I can't always be on silent because I will like fully get focused into something like crocheting or watching something or just doing anything and will forget to pick up my phone. And so I will just not. I will miss notifications all day. Even if it's on vibrate, that happens sometimes because sometimes I'll put it on vibrate and then like take it out of my pocket so it'll be sitting on the like table or something or sitting on like the carpet where I don't hear it vibrate. I just miss all the notifications. I saw a hint of my mother in her little thumbnail down there. Okay, I thought you meant silent, silent. And I was like, I mean, you are an international man of mystery. We can't have the spies knowing that you're getting notifications. Wayne lives his life on silent, silent. Like so much of the day, and it drives me insane. Because I'll like try to call him at work. I will have to call his store because when he's at work, his phone is on silent, or maybe it is on vibrate, but he just can't hear it because he's in the kitchen, and so he will like almost never answer the phone if I call him at work. I feel like there was something else I wanted to. Oop, let's not rearrange things. Yeah, I feel like there's something else I wanted to talk about. While we've got the fam here, how do we feel about me making a Discord thread of stuff that you guys want us to talk about? My mom will be here shortly, so she can also weigh in on this. But how do we feel about that stuff? And then we'll put them in the appropriate sections in our little thing. And if we don't discuss it like here on the stream, we could always discuss it more on the Discord. How do we feel about it? I don't know that like. Do you guys have a lot of things that you want us to talk about that we don't talk about on stream? Oh, I see somebody's answers creeping up in there. See, that's what I figured, but I didn't know if the people had things that they wanted to talk about. That's why I asked, because I'm like, I don't want to make an extra channel for like no reason. Because I think that the ones that we have are pretty much sufficient, but I just wanted to double check because I don't know your brains. She's almost here. I feel it. I'm gonna embiggen myself because she will be here shortly. I feel it. Oh no, you can see the mess that is my room. Hang on, no, wait. Let me just. This is how I relax. This is how I relax. Just like this. So you can see just enough of my room. Ah! Ah! I'm in my relaxing pose. Doctor Who. What are we talking about about Doctor Who? The fact that I'm still not caught up? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, I see a.
I forgot how to add myself to the stage. I am so tired.
You goober.
I was hitting all the buttons.
Every single one. Okay, give me a sec. I am bringing Instagram in.
Oh, Lord.
Thanks
Good
for reminding me. I
morning,
totally forgot.
y'all.
Good morning. We're starting.
My cream on my coffee melted before I got a chance to show it to you.
Oh no. What are we, number 75?
Oh, well, yes.
Number 75. I'm so focused on what my fingers are doing right now because I just watched yesterday a Markiplier video where he went back to Mavis Beacon teaches typing for some reason. Oh, he was playing because the new it was an old video from like a year ago, but the new Typing of the Dead just came out, and so he's like, I am gonna go play Typing of the Dead, and if I can't beat it in one try, if I do like really bad, then I'm gonna go back to Mavis Beacon teaches typing to like refresh on the basics and do my training for Typing of the Dead. But then he did Typing of the Dead.
Ronald, I think she is further back than Matt Smith, but continue.
I am not further back than Matt Smith. I've watched Matt Smith. I am firmly, solidly in the, if I'm not mistaken, in the middle of Peter Capaldi season. Because I'm up to when Peter Capaldi has the companion that's the black lesbian girl. I can't remember her name. It's like a masculine short name or something. What is her name? Because I got to her season, I was like, I don't want her to leave. She's so good.
Okay. Do we have our Instagram people?
I haven't pressed play yet. Bill, thank you. Oh, Bill. I don't want Bill to leave. Okay. So I'm gonna press go live. I usually do a 3, 2, 1 on the go live, but looking at the little thing, the little preview or whatever, even though I 3, 2, 1, it goes live like a few seconds before I press it. So I don't think the 3, 2, 1 matters. We can still do it. I just want you to be aware that the few seconds before the 3, 2, 1 is still caught in live, I think.
Okay, we'll still do the 3, 2, 1 so that I know when to start talking, please.
Oh, let me turn to the right music. This is our before show music. Now I need we're streaming, so it's super chill music. That's our we're rushing to get in here music. Okay. And 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. If you have never been here before, I am Dani, the Fatigued Femme, and this is my co-presenter.
Artemis, the Fae Siegs.
We're just tired over here.
We are.
Anyway, if you have never, welcome those who are on YouTube and welcome those who are joining us on Instagram. If you have never been with us before, or if you're watching this later on demand and want an explanation, we are here to be your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We're here to entertain you while you're doing laundry, give you an adult voice to listen to while you're wrangling those toddlers. And if you need help keeping calm because you are a diplomat on a space cruise who has all of a sudden been psychically linked to a demigod in his chrysalis state to help him escape traffickers who have kidnapped him and get him back to his home world, we're here to be that calming voice for you.
Call somebody. This can't just be you. Call somebody. Get some help.
She did call somebody and
Okay,
get some
good.
help, but he is psychically linked to her, so even though they can help, she can't leave him until he arises from his chrysalis.
There's no hanging up that psychic phone call.
Nope.
Click.
Nope.
I'm so sorry, you got the wrong number.
And for those who are new, that last scenario was from my latest book that I just finished reading yesterday from one of my favorite authors. It's part of a series that I really enjoy, and I didn't know that she was going to do a new book. The book is called I Married a Mothman by Regine Abel.
Mothman.
And I'll put the link down in the description. It is one, in my opinion, I've read all the books but one in the series, and I think this is one of the better books in the series, but it's very good. And it's on Kindle Unlimited if you're so inclined. So, as part of this coffee klatch, let me start off by saying this is episode 75, our diamond episode.
Is that how anniversaries go?
Yes, 75 is diamond anniversary, so this is our diamond episode.
We didn't celebrate any other ones. What happened to like wood and cotton?
Nope, we sure didn't. But we hope to be extra sparkly for you today since it's our diamond episode.
Diamond Jubilee. You should call.
Thank you, Ronald.
You should rename the title of the episode on YouTube to Diamond Jubilee whenever it comes out.
I will do it later. So, what are we having to nosh on while we chat?
I have no nosh at the moment, though I may get some room service of some leftover Asian food from yesterday, leftover fried rice. But today I am drinking coffee in my brand new Moomin cup.
Oh, nice.
It's got Moomin and Snork Maiden.
See, now from here, that looks paper. I hope it's not paper.
No.
So you can keep it. Okay, good. It's one of those ones that are made to look like a takeout cup, but it's not a takeout cup.
Yes, and it's got the top is silicone, so I can flip it out and like clean it very well.
Oh,
like
cool,
flip it
cool,
upside down. Yeah.
Cool.
I think the silicone also stops it from getting like super hot because it like it feels very warm inside, but it feels like the lid itself doesn't get super hot. I don't know. That may
Very
just be
nice.
me making things up, but it's my Moomin. We've been going around since yesterday, just Moomin.
Well, I am having, because of all the TikToks of the millennials who have opened their Hot Pocket boxes and been surprised that there's no sleeve.
Wild. They got rid of the sleeves? I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know they got rid of the sleeves either because I bought Hot Pockets like 2-3 weeks ago and I had sleeves. But I bought the 2-piece box.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy the 5-piece box, there's no sleeves. And there's a thing on the back about how they have perfected the science of making the Hot Pocket so much that you don't need the sleeve anymore. And so we're getting rid of the sleeve to help the environment.
Okay.
And they also have air fryer instructions on the back.
I've
That's
seen
probably
a lot
another
of
reason why you
places.
don't need the sleeve.
Yeah,
But
I've been seeing
I'm
a lot.
having a breakfast hot pocket, the ham and cheese ones. I like those. I was just in the mood for hot pockets, and I was going to be healthy and get fruit, but the blueberry muffin was quicker, so I got the blueberry muffin. Because the fruit would have been preparation and get a bowl and all this other stuff. The muffin I can just grab. And I am having my Cafe Bustelo espresso. I didn't realize until I saw another TikTok video that I'm not drinking the regular Cafe Bustelo. I thought all the Cafe Bustelo was espresso, but no, they have regular Cafe Bustelo and espresso. I'm drinking the espresso, which
Have fun, Junie. We'll talk to you later.
I love espresso. Bye, Junie. And it has the salted caramel mocha creamer from Aldi. And Aldi started carrying cold foam in the can like we got from Walmart at half the price. It's $6 at Walmart. It's $3, the Aldi brand, and it tastes the same.
Is it the same size can and everything?
Same size can. Yep.
Ooh, nice.
So, and also when I was talking, little side note, when I was saying that the other can was not worth it because it ran out too quick.
Oh yeah.
Found out my husband was drinking it too. How did I find out? Because he went to Aldi and bought more at Aldi. I was like, oh, so you were drinking it. That's why it disappeared so fast.
Okay, pause for just a second. One, back to the Hot Pocket thing. Ari said, love the ham and cheese Hot Pocket. And also, it is very funny to me that they're like, we have improved our technology so much that you don't need the sleeve. But when it feels like when Hot Pockets came out, unless I'm just
this is a ham, egg, and cheese Hot Pocket. But go ahead. This is the breakfast ones. But go ahead.
But didn't they wasn't part of their advertising that like, oh, we have perfected sleeve technology so you can heat it up in the microwave and blah 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 technology, and now they're like, we have perfected Hot Pocket technology.
Now we have so they have advanced.
We have evolved.
They have evolved past the sleeve technology, and I think it's partly the environmental thing because everybody's trying to do something environmental in their packaging, and the fact that everybody is going with air fryers right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're leaning into the air fryer thing because this is much softer if you do it without the sleeve, which is fine because my mouth is, sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily want a super crunchy thing. But if I'm in the mood for something crunchy,
you just throw it in the air fryer.
I can put it in the air fryer.
It is just hilarious to me that so much of their advertising feels like it's about technology. Technology. And then circling back, in Instagram, he's gone now, but your brother was here. He said, love you, family. I said, love you too. He said, Dani, you haven't aged a single day. And then he said, peace and blessings, I'm gone. So he headed out. I just wanted to make sure you got that comment.
I have aged many days, so many days.
Incorrect.
If I pulled up one of my old pictures, you would realize I have aged so many days.
Incorrect. Let's see. Ronald says my cup is cute. Thank you very much. And when you had your muffin, Ronald also said, that's got fruit in it. So
yeah, it has really nice. Because I know he was joking, but this is a good muffin. It's got it's a blueberry streusel muffin, a Walmart brand from their deli thing, and their baked goods in their deli. I have no complaints. It has a Ari's got his plane ticket for vacay. Yay! I bet you're not traveling on Spirit, but I'm not gonna say anything.
We're traveling on what?
Yes.
Oh no. Maybe could I just drive? Could I drive to where we leaving from? South Carolina? Can I drive to South Carolina?
I swear, one of these years, I'm saving up my money on the side, and I'm just gonna take the train down ahead of all of y'all, and just because I'm not.
Yeah, Ari's taking Delta.
Good for you, Ari. I bet you'll have some leg room.
Forget saving up your money. Just save up some gas money. I'll come pick you up. We can drive.
We'll put that on the docket for next year.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the docket for next year.
Because Wayne will be riding right along with us because he hates planes. He hates planes so much.
Mm-hmm.
much.
We need to seriously write that down. Now that I'm thinking about it and it's twirling in my brain,
Yeah, because we can,
this sounds like a good idea. Save
because
some
it's
money, rent
especially if we're just leaving out of South Carolina. If we're leaving out of Florida, that's a trip. But South Carolina or Georgia, either one of those, I feel like feels feasible.
Well, I think we're leaving out of Florida this year.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm not driving through Florida. Florida is uncharted
Well, if Chloe
territory.
gets her license by then, but we'll talk about it later. I'm sitting here already making plans. We're talking about it later. Well, if we get at least 2 drivers in that car.
Well, Ari's saying road trip, so if Ari comes with us, we can go to the rent-a-car people, rent a van, all of us pile in. We'll just be driving the church bus down there.
Okay. Where are we? What do we do?
Life updates. Is that how?
That's how we do this thing, right? Life updates. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any life updates?
I have several.
I see that you do.
Yeah, that's what I do during the pregame rambles is I talk to the people and also update the thing. I mean to update it throughout the week and then just forget. But the first if
I think of stuff, I update it during the week. But go ahead.
I think of stuff during the week and then don't update it until the day of when we get here. Okay, so my first life update is that I am not doing markets this month because when Faye Nectar scheduled, because Faye Nectar is my every Saturday. When Faye Nectar scheduled this month, I had the big market at the beginning of the month, and then they didn't schedule me for the rest of the month because they've got enough people that they're trying to alternate or whatever. So I'm not scheduled at all for the rest of this month, and so I decided to take that as a gift, and I canceled my Wednesday markets, and I don't have any other markets until I did First Friday, I did first. Well, we talked about that last week about the First Friday and then going to the BIPOC market, all that stuff. So I did all of that stuff at the beginning of the month, and then for the rest of this month, I don't have anything until the very last Sunday of the month. I have a big event, and so I'm going to take this month, and I have been taking this month to work on stuff. I have actually started my crochet along. I know some people maybe saw that in the Discord. I have started my crochet along. I have been working on something for, remember, one of my coworkers was pregnant, so I've been working on a thing for her, and then I actually got a commission that I think I will actually have time to be able to work on and give to them. I have 2 commissions actually that I'm going to be finishing soon. So I've got 2 commissions. One sort of commission is one gift, and then the crochet along that I'm working on. And then once I get these done, because they're all like fairly small things. Well, the crochet along's not fairly small, but I've got time to work on that. And then the gift for the pregnant friend is not small, but I've spent a lot of time on it. Sorry, I'm already almost done. I'm being a little vague because I can talk about it once we get to the yarny things. But long story short, I've canceled my markets for this month so I can spend more time working on stuff, and also I can just spend more time like actually talking to people and doing things. I know I missed last Sunday game night, but I will now have the energy to be able to do like Sunday game night and not have to worry so much about it.
We didn't do game night this Sunday.
Okay.
I was waiting for you, and you didn't message me, and nobody else said anything, so we all just went about our own things on Sunday. So I can't even remember what I was doing on Sunday.
Yeah, but I should have time to do more stuff like that. Ari and I are going to be playing games today, and I'll have time to actually play games more. Ronald, if you're there, if you want to do some Be Saber, because I'll have a good chunk of time today, so Ari and I can do the game that we were going to play, and we should also have time to play Beat Saber too. So all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so markets canceled for the month. The other thing that happened is I messed up my foot, and I'm so mad about it.
Oh no!
It's not like really bad. So it literally, I was getting ready to go to work. I was running late as normal. Yes, Ronald. Yeah, as per usual. My store manager schedules me an hour earlier than she needs me because she knows that I'm not going to show up until like 30 minutes late. But I was running late per usual, and I was trying to get out of the door. And so I have like my purse on my shoulder, and I've got my crochet bag. And then I'm like, and I know my shoes are out in the living room. And so I'm trying to get out in the living room. And then I like go to open the door, and then my bag gets caught in something. So I go to swing around, and basically my foot is here. the door is here, and the door, like, so if this is my big toe, my foot is here, the door is here, and the door scrapes across the top of my foot. And but I had socks on, and so and I didn't feel like taking my socks off and put them back on. So I look at it, and I'm like, if there was gonna be blood, now would be the time where there'd be blood. I don't see any blood. I'm not bleeding. I'm okay. It was just a scrape. So I slide my shoes on. It still hurts.
Isn't that a movie?
There Will Be Blood? I think so.
Yeah.
It sounds like a horror movie.
No, I think it's
a horror comedy?
No, those brothers who direct movies, I think it's the brothers who both transitioned.
There Will Be Blood.
Roll the set piece over your foot. Oh no.
Oh no! Are you okay? I just scraped up my foot. Are you okay? That sounds like broken foot territory.
Seriously.
There Will Be Blood. Ruthless silver miner turned oil prospector Daniel Plainview moves into oil-rich California using his adopted son HW to protect a trustworthy family man image. Plainview cons local landowners into selling him their valuable properties for a pittance. However, a local preacher, Eli Sunday, suspects ... I'm not going to open it up because we don't need to see that much more. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a horror movie title.
No, that's like it's like a what's the word? A Western?
Yeah.
It's like a Western type thing. Why are you not letting me scroll?
Anyway, while you're scrolling, whatever you're scrolling. So I hit it, but I looked and I'm like, okay, there's no blood. I don't feel like taking off my sock. If it bleeds through my sock, I would have seen it by now. Like, I'm good. And so I slide on my little flippy floppies. They're the flippy floppies that I was wearing on the cruise last year. The pink ones that have the little toe ring that are super comfortable. And so I slip those on, and the strap part that goes across the top of my foot of the flip flop lands right on top of where I scraped my foot. So I'm having to wear my shoe like slightly off of my foot so it's not landing, so it's not rubbing on that spot. It was very irritating. But I went to work and like it was hurting. That looks like me. Hang on. Does it look like me?
You're so goofy.
You should send me a bunch of pictures of you so that I can recreate them and post them on Instagram.
But my brother saying I have not aged is a lie. You see, I do not look like that picture anymore.
Except you definitely do.
Look at that thin face.
What? It's all angles. It's all angles, baby. So I went to work and I was walking around and my foot was like kind of hurting, but I was like, yeah, I probably because it was like a lot of force that went into that door going over my foot. And so I was like, I probably bruised it. It's probably fine. I go home and finally take my sock off because my foot is still kind of hurting. I go home and take my sock off. I have a picture. Do we have squeamish people? It's not really bad. It's honestly not really bad.
I'm not squeamish. I'm curious.
It's not really bad, but it's worse than I thought that it was. Otherwise, I would have taken my sock off and put a Band-Aid on or something. Photos at google.com.
That photo I showed, by the way, while she's pulling that up. That photo is like 30 plus years ago because that was before Maya was born. When I was first dating your father.
My papa. Okay, so this is your warning, people in the world, to look away, and I will give you a signal when you can look back. Just continue listening to the audio, and I will tell you when you can look back at the screen. But now is your sign. This is for the people after the fact too, to look away if you do not want to see one, if you don't want to see an injury, and two, if you don't want to see my tootsies. Because I guess I'm putting them out there for the internet. Maybe I'll end up on Wiki feed.
Not for free. Not showing your feet for free.
It's just the like top of my foot, and so if you want to see the rest, DM me and send me some money. Okay. So what ended up happening is you see that spot right there. I had just fully scraped off a piece of skin. So when I took my sock off, the piece of skin that had scraped off was still sitting there, like barely attached to the side of my foot. So I scraped off. That's like a dime-sized piece of skin.
So you scraped
on the
off a
top
hunk
of
of
my
meat.
foot. Yeah, and it was hurting. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
see, I
oh,
was
I
expecting a big old bruise.
I think it was bruised because it still hurts. It like I couldn't really see a bruise, but you know, on us bruises don't always like show up really visibly.
Speak
But
for yourself, dark-skinned woman.
My bad. Also,
My
everyone
bruises
you can look
show
now.
up all the time.
Everyone you can look now. But not end up a top one provider on OnlyFeet. But it had fully scraped off like a dime size or nickel size. I think it was like somewhere in between dime and nickel size piece of skin. And so I put a band-aid on it. But that whole so this happened 2 days ago. And so that night I went to go to sleep and I was having so much trouble sleeping because I would flip over because I sleep on like my stomach a lot of times. And it's on if this is my big toe, this is the outside of my foot. It was on like the top side of my foot, like right here. And so I would lay on my stomach and then my foot would lay down and it would even when it touched the bed, then it would hurt and I would wake up and I have to flip back over.
It's like the tiniest things are what can wake you up or annoy you when you're sleeping. I had, you know how on your finger, you get that part where your nail has kind of broken away, and so you get that little part that sticks up. That sticks up, and it's annoying. And sometimes it just sticks up and it doesn't bother you. But if it gets sore, and I had one that got sore, and it was the middle of the night, and I was too lazy to roll over and grab the clippers to snip it. But every time it brushed against the blanket or something, it would wake me up. So I was like, okay, I've got to get up and just snip this thing.
I have a bad habit of every time it happens, and I do it every single time, and I really should learn my lesson and just get some nail clippers and put them on my keychain. But that will happen, and I will inevitably be out somewhere without clippers, like at work, driving, something like that. And so it'll be driving me crazy. And so I'll go and I'll rip it, but it'll rip too far, and it'll start bleeding, and it'll start hurting, and I'm like, this is so much worse than if I had just gone and got some clippers.
Well, I was super lazy because I have 2 pairs of clippers in my bedside drawer. And you know, my bedside drawer is like a millimeter away from me. It's like, I don't even have to wake up. I could have just laid there and went like this and grabbed it. But I was too lazy.
Also, welcome back, Junie. We're in the middle of injury talk. Well, we're ending injury talk. So I bumped up my
injury talk.
This is day 3 now, and I've just gotten to the point where it doesn't immediately hurt if anything lightly brushes against it. I have 2 band-aids like crisscrossed over it, and it doesn't hurt anymore as much anymore. But it was definitely bruised because it was like, if this is the like dime-sized piece of skin that was hurting, this whole area around it was so sore to the touch. Like to the point where I like took off the band-aid twice and like used some alcohol wipes and cleaned it.
Look back now.
Oh yeah, I thought I said that. Everyone, you can look back now. I thought I said that earlier. Maybe I didn't.
Apparently you didn't, because Ronald felt the need to remind us.
Well, thank you in case I didn't. Maybe I was just thinking it. Sometimes I think things really hard and think that they come out of my mouth and they don't. Okay, and then the other thing...
That's your father. He thinks he told me stuff all the time. No, you told your friends or you told your coworkers.
You told everybody
You didn't
else.
tell me. You told somebody on the phone and you were sitting next to me and you think that counts as telling me. That does not count.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the other... Oh! Ari coming in clutch, coming in for me. He said that I did say it. Ronald just wasn't paying attention. Oh, Junie said she just tripped over her sibling's cane. Will definitely have a bruise. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully the
Speaking of canes, I was thinking about getting a folding cane for vacation for that.
I was literally
for that awful airport situation.
I was
But then I
literally
thought, I've never really used the cane, so I don't know that it would help, because I'm picturing myself in the airport, and really what I want to do is just like lean against the wall or sit on a bench. And so I don't
mhm.
think a cane is going to help me get through that airport.
You could try though, it might help. I literally was just looking at it came up on my feed on Instagram, or maybe it was on YouTube. It was somewhere. Maybe it was YouTube Shorts, but it was a girl showing off that she got gifted a cane from a company because she bought a
Hmm.
cane from this company, and it's like a clear like resin cane, and it comes with a light that you can put in the bottom underneath the little cap that hits the ground so that it
Hmm.
lights up the whole cane. And I was like, oh my goodness, that would be so cute. I wonder if mommy would want a cane like this.
I've never really used the cane, so I wouldn't even know how to walk with it. I just stumbled through the airport hoping that we can hurry up and get to our destination.
Yeah, I always wonder because I feel like anytime that I've like held somebody's cane or like held a cane in general, it feels so low. I feel like I would want something like up here to like lean on, like a walking stick, like a wizard. Like I would want
and
something
and
big.
I read an article in on one of the health websites that was talking about using trekking poles instead of a
Hmm.
cane if you have to do a lot of walking, that they're not just for hiking out in the woods, that you can use them, on pavement or whatever. And I'm like, I can just see myself in the airport with a trekking cane and everybody
Please
looking at trekking pole and everybody looking at me like I've lost my damn mind.
hear me out. You get a trekking pole. I get a wizard staff and dress full wizard regalia. That way, no one will even be looking at you
Your father would
with a
have
full
a
wizard.
fit.
If I showed up at the airport
And
dressed as a
you
wizard,
and yes, and you forget, we are traveling spirit. There is barely enough room for you to fit all your skin in those seats, never mind your clothing. If you added wizard regalia, you're not fitting it in those seats.
I show up to get onto the airplane. Will my staff fit in the overhead? Can I put my staff in the overhead? Let's see. Ronald says when we were in France, there was a lady with a cane, and the cane converted into a little chair, so she could always sit down anywhere. See, that sounds like what you need, honestly.
Seriously.
There's a cane that turns into a little stool. Junie says the folding canes are so helpful, but if you need help through the airport, ask Artemis to ask me about airport accessibility. Junie says I have fibromyalgia and have had to use help through the airport before and have tips and tricks. Ooh, maybe we should throw some tips and tricks
I'm
into the Discord, Junie.
I am at that point, Junie. I appreciate I appreciate I appreciate it, Junie, and I am willing to look at your tips and tricks if you want to put them in the Discord. I do have to admit, though, that part of the reason I won't get a cane is because I am still at that point of, because I have, like you have fibromyalgia, so an invisible illness. I feel embarrassed about getting anything that any assisted, the words are not, mobility aids, thank you, mobility aids, especially because I am also a 300-pound woman. I feel like people are looking at me and going, oh, she's in that wheelchair because she's fat. So
Hear me out. No one will notice you if I am in full wizard regalia. Every time we go to the airport, I will just be full cloak. I'm still trying to decide if I want to go beard or no beard. And just a big old crooked wizard hat, walking with the staff saying, "Welcome, traveler.
they will not let you on the plane like that.
Welcome to. I have been inspected by your customs." Why wouldn't
You
they?
are so goofy.
I'm not carrying anything inappropriate except for maybe the wizard staff. If I get a wizard staff that can disassemble and break into pieces, and then I can put it in the overhead. Does my staff count as carry on? Does magic count as a
You are so
liquid?
weird. You are so weird.
Let's see. So the last thing that I wanted to discuss
So
was,
yeah, but I just want to,
oh yeah, go ahead.
Junie, you are probably further on in your journey of self-esteem and badassery. I, however, am a hermit who only leaves her house a few times a year. So I'm fine with my size, but if I do anything where people my magic is working, we're
Yes.
fine. So funny. I'm fine. You know, I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, I hate my size. I need to go on a diet. Blah 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 blah. I accept what size I am, but I admit that one of my weaknesses is if I do anything that looks like, oh, she's fat, that's why she's doing that. If I'm breathing heavy, you know, part of it is it because she's fat, or is it because, respiratory issues? If I'm shuffling my feet, is it because she's fat and out of shape, or, problems with her legs or whatever? It's just, we're not going to go on that right now, because then it'll just be the sad weepy cast, and this is supposed to be the coffee Klatsch. So, and it's my fault because I brought it up. Okay, date night.
Date night, yes, we went on date night yesterday. Wayne and I went bowling.
Bowling.
We went bowling, yes, because I went bowling with my friends at work, and I really wanted to go bowling again, and it's fun for me. Like all those things like bowling and mini golfing and those things are just fun things for me. So we went bowling because there's a bowling alley literally like 5 minutes down the road from us. So we went. I absolutely kicked Wayne's butt at bowling. I wish I had taken a picture of the scores, but it was like I had like double his score. It was like 40 something to 20 something. But I was like proud of my little 40, 50 something, and he had his little 20 something. We were right next to some old men who had like a towel to wipe off their ball and their little wrist guard, like wrist brace thing, and had brought their own balls. And I was like, oh no. So we had our little like 20 and like 40 or whatever our scores, and then we look over and their scores are in the hundreds. And I'm like, oh no. We're so bad at bowling, because I like for every like it felt like for every like single pin or whatever that we hit, they were getting a strike next to us, and they were doing like I was doing good enough to just get my ball to go like directly straight down the lane. I looked over and their balls were like. It looked like in the cartoons where they would put like a little robot in the bowling ball and they're like navigating. It's like they were doing just like the perfect little curves to hit the pins and everything. I'm like, clearly I don't know how bowling works.
I like bowling, but the last few times, and this has been 20 years since I went bowling, I realized that I can only make it through one game, and then my arm hurts, and it's like that's the end of it.
Yeah, we only played one game. We played one game, and then we went to the arcade little section that they had. We tried to win some stuffed animals. Did not work. The one that we did, because there was one claw machine game that had Fall Guys like stuffies in it, and I was like, I want a Fall Guy, and so we went ahead and tried it, and those claws were bunk, because there was one I did one in the Fall Guys machine, and it landed literally right on it, and it did exactly this. It was like a perfect, landed right on it, plenty of space, and went and I'm like, how is anyone getting anything out of this machine? Those claws are incorrect.
Of course, that's the whole purpose. They don't want you to win.
But somebody's got to win something. Otherwise, the machine is a lie. Anyway, So we went bowling, and then after bowling, we were hungry. We were trying to decide where to go to get some food because we haven't been out to any like sit down restaurants in a while, especially since we moved to Asheville. And so we were trying to figure out where to go. And then
Mhm.
I remembered, wait a second, we live right next to the mall. Let's just go to one of the food court places in the mall and go and then walk
Mhm.
around the mall. And so we went to the mall, and our mall has a full like Asian bistro restaurant in it.
Is your
And
mall
so
actually active? Because the last time I went to what used to be Eastridge Mall in our area,
mhm,
that place looks deserted.
there were a ton of people in there. There are a few of the buildings that are like kind of shuttered off and closed down, but there were a ton of people in there. It has a full like Asian bistro in it. The Barnes and Noble is up and kicking. The Barnes and Noble is absolutely up and kicking. But the
No,
like
this was well, it's over 5 years ago because it was pre-pandemic. I
mhm.
decided that your father and I should have a date night, and that was the last time we had a date night. Um, and I said, well, let's eat dinner and then let's go walk around the mall like we're teenagers. And we hadn't been to the mall in ages. Not only were there like no people in the mall, there were no stores in the mall. Practically all the stores were closed, like shut down. And they tried to hide that it was deserted by like putting like these big murals over where all these storefronts used to
Uh-huh.
be. And so you just walk these big spaces of murals, and then there might be one store, and then more murals in one store. And I remember it's like none of the stores were stores that were interesting to go to. So I'm like, our local mall is just
It's
dead,
like y'all are walking through the
just
back
deserted.
rooms. You're walking through a liminal space. That's funny.
Really, it was
Yeah.
just deserted.
Yeah, our mall was up and kicking. They just added they've got an escape room in there now. They just added axe throwing. And so the place where we parked, we walked right by the axe throwing place, and there were people in there like kikiing and screaming and stuff and throwing the axes. They just opened two new stores that I know of. They just added a what is it? Box lunch or something. This is like a pop culture anime like pop culture kind of store. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like Hot Topic, but without the like emo aesthetic, I guess, with all the
Oh,
pop
I
culture.
just I just watched the TikTok the other day about a vampire waking up after 30 years and going to Hot Topic, and they couldn't find any of their black emo stuff.
Yeah,
The salesperson was like, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't sell
yeah,
that stuff
Hot
here.
Topic. Like, I feel like they like with the way that they decorate and like the music they play and everything, they still like pretend that they have that vibe, even though all of their stuff is just pop culture Disney stuff now, like Disney
Hmm.
and like anime and like pop culture stuff. I don't know. It's weird. I still love going to Hot Topic because I love all the cute little pop culture stuff. But so we went to Barnes and Noble. I got two things at there's a Lego type store too. Ooh. I saw Legos in the Barnes and Noble. I don't remember seeing another Lego store, but we also didn't walk all the way around. Like we didn't even make it to the Hot Topic and the Spencer's. We just went to a couple places, went to eat, and then left. Like I was gonna go to the Ulta and then didn't even like we didn't even end up going to the Ulta after we ate because we wanted to go home. But we went to so the place that we went in the mall was called Mr. T, and it's an Asian bistro, and it was very good. We had some I had some fried rice, and Wayne had some walnut shrimp. He said it was very good. But we went to Barnes and Noble, and I got a couple things. I got my Moomin mug. I got it at Barnes and Noble. They had so we walked through Barnes and Noble because I was specifically looking for a book because Adam Ellis, who is an artist that I've been following on Instagram for years and years, just came out with his book of like it's a horror comic anthology book because he has started because horror stuff is stuff that he's passionate about. He was doing more like cheeky pop culture stuff for a while because he used to work for Dorkly, I think. But then he like branched out because Dorkly and College Humor and all that stuff kind of got fell apart. And so he started posting stuff on his own, and now that he's posting more stuff on his own, he's posting more horror stuff. Um, and he just came out with a book last year, and I had it in my little Amazon wish list for a while. Or I don't even think I put it on my wish list. I just like brought it up, and it was in my like like to buy later. Like, you know when you put stuff in the cart on Amazon and then you're like, oh, save this for later, that little section or
Yeah.
whatever. So I was looking for that book and we found it. Give me just a second. It's sitting like all the way over there near all of my craft stuff that I don't use.
Sure. Sure.
Turn off my camera in case my pants aren't all up.
I think my Fitbit band is stretching out or something, because it used to sit just perfectly on my arm and now it keeps twisting like it's loose. And I know I've not lost weight, so it's not that. But
so we went into the Barnes and Noble, and it's a graphic novel, and so I'm like, okay, I'm not like, we kind of wandered through the Barnes and Noble looking at stuff because Wayne wanted to show me some of the board games they had in there, and then we went to the comic place, and the sections that they have for like graphic novels and anime is like pretty large, and so Wayne is like, I don't know if we're gonna find, and as he's saying, I don't know if we're gonna find, I'm like, I found it. And so I found it. There was one left on the shelf. There was like, we found literally the last one, and so we got it. It's very nice. I wasn't even expecting it to be hardcover. I was expecting it to be like a paperback, but it's a hardcover. It's called Bad Dreams in the Night by Adam Ellis, and it's a horror anthology. And I love his art style. Let me see if I can open up to just a page.
Black and white art?
No, it's color.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up to a page that like shows stuff in color. Let's see. Here we go. This is just one of the first pages, and this is one of the pages that he's posted on Instagram, so I don't feel bad showing it. But this is his.
Oh wow, nice art. Yeah.
Right? I really love how he draws his characters. I love the art style. I was joking because Wayne and I read this first story while we were sitting in the restaurant eating or waiting for our food, and I was like, these are absolutely some pajama pants that Wayne would wear. They just look like pajama pants. But I love the art style. It's very nice. I've only read the first one in the book because we read it while we were sitting there at the restaurant, so I'm going to read the rest of them later. So maybe next time I will do the book intro for the thing, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we got that, and then we walked around. We went to box lunch. The food was very good. We ate at the restaurant. We went to box lunch, and Wayne found a little Adam Tots. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if anybody knew him. I didn't know if people like knew him by his Instagram handle or knew him by his like name. And so, but yeah, Adam Tots is his name that he goes by online, and then Adam Ellis is his name. But yeah, box lunch was fun. Wayne found a little like Agumon, who's like a character from Digimon. He found a little Agumon figure, and so he got the Agumon figure. I got the Moomin Cup and the book, and we walked around and we went to. I was so upset. We went to what is it called? Earthbound. We went to Earthbound, which is like hippy dippy, but like not too hippy dippy, like hippy dippy for the girlies who are in it for the aesthetic, who like are just now picking it up, and not for people who are like, for people who are like going to Coachella and want to burn some sage. But we went there.
That's one of the things. Side note that I don't have one particular style in mind. I like different styles, but I can't settle on anything because there's some styles where I feel like it's not just a fashion style, it's a lifestyle. And if you wear those certain things, people are going to think you're in that lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to, pretend I'm something I'm not, but I just like the way this boho outfit looks. And then next week I might want to wear, a graphic tee with, a video game on the front of it, but I don't play the game. I just want to wear the t-shirt because I like the art. Or, I might want to wear a ball gown the week after that, but I'm not that fancy.
That's me. That's what I do. I wear literally. I was telling somebody, who was I talking to? I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was telling somebody, all you have to do, I think it was when I was talking in one of my discords, but I was like, all you have to do is dress absolutely wild for like 6 months to a year, and then people stop questioning what you're wearing. They like, you start just being known of, oh, they will wear whatever, because that's what I did. I was like,
and that's
I'm
another part.
Fairy. I'm gonna wear t-shirts and jeans. I'm gonna wear whatever. And now I could show up. I could show up to places that I go to in full wizard regalia, and people will be like, "Oh, that's just Artemis. That's just what she does." Like, nice hat. Where'd you get the beard? Like, that's just.
Because, like, on TikTok a few years ago, or not even a few years ago, a few months ago, there was this trend of, I forget what they called it, because everything is a core. And I forget what they called it, but it basically boiled down to I can't think of the character's name, and I don't think you've ever watched this show anyway. And now
I might know what it is.
Now I can't remember the name of the show because MS brain, but it was that show on Sopranos.
Okay.
And the wife on The Sopranos.
Oh, mob wife core? Like mob wife aesthetic?
Yes. I am not white, Italian, American, but I want that mob wife aesthetic. I just want to dress like that just one day. This was even earlier, back before mob wife core was a thing. It was like, when I used to be a fan of The Sopranos, and every week I'd watch that show and I'm going, oh, I want to, I forget the wife's name, but like, I remember the actress's name. I forget the character's name, but like the whole thing, how she dressed every week, I was like, I love this. I absolutely love this.
I wonder if I can find some pictures of mob
wife. And
it's
just, I just love it. But in the case of mob wife aesthetic, I can't keep that up. I'm not a person who can wear makeup and heels and hose and girdles and all the things you need to be all snatched and pull all that together. I just
can't wear that much animal print.
And
that is one of the things.
Go ahead.
That I cannot stand, like, as a style choice. I just don't like animal print. It is so.
So you're saying that
for someone who dresses fully tacky,
I should not bring my animal print dress on vacation, is what you're saying?
I mean, you do you. I'm saying that is not something that is going to grace my body. I would wear a long gray wizard wig before I wear animal print.
I don't like all animal print, but I wanted to have at least one animal print thing in my wardrobe. So, but okay, are we on to Yarny thoughts yet?
But yeah, we're on to Yarny thoughts. We're looking at mob wife right now, but we are on to Yarny thoughts.
Yes, mob wife aesthetic. Yes, I love it, and I do not know why.
Judy says her grandmother wore too much animal print for her to want to wear it.
especially with the fur. I mean, I would wear faux fur, of course.
The fur, yeah.
But especially when they have fur on things that should not be furry, like the big furry hat or the big, you know what I mean? I can't. I love it. I absolutely love it. I loved that character too.
This is so.
I know. But
I do like the fur, though. I like the look of the fur.
It's just how everything is so snatched, and the big hair and the
closest I would get to wearing something like this is if I was cosplaying like the nanny. because she also
because the
she did
nanny is
also wear
a
a good
little
bit of
bit of
animal
mom
print.
wife.
Her
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Her style is a little bit of mom wife. Yeah.
every single picture, everything, it's always that polka dot dress. Very much so. So much so that I wonder how much they were like, how much in universe they were paying her to be able to dress the way that she does, because she did, there was like the whole bit that she would buy things at like on clearance and stuff like that, and so that's how she got a lot of her clothes. But like a lot of those outfits, I'm like, you have a lot of outfits. Like a lot of outfits, and so many of them are like very extreme. Like, how much of this are you getting on clearance, and how much of this is they're like paying you thousands and thousands of dollars to watch their kids?
Okay, Yarny thoughts. Because this we probably should have saved for what we're watching, but Yarny thoughts. Okay, say some Yarny thoughts, ma'am.
Oh, sorry, I was reading the comments. Because Judy said, no, for just animal print sweatsuits. They were too matchy for me. I don't know what it is. I don't like animal print. Like I could do maybe zebra before the like cheetah print if I had to, but I would just rather stay away from all of it. Ari says, I love The Nanny. Rewatching it currently. Yes, I also started a rewatch of The Nanny because I had trouble. I was gonna watch The Great Pottery Throwdown, but I had trouble logging into Max, which is a whole thing that we can talk about later in what we're watching. But I also started rewatching The Nanny. And Ronald said, well, they were a super rich family. That's true. They were super wealthy. Well, he's a producer, but he's also like, the whole bit is that he's a producer with like, who's not very good. Like, he's a producer whose things are constantly not going well for him. But anyway, Yarny thoughts. So I have started my crochet along. We're gonna start with the crochet along. I have started my crochet along. Let me pull up the image of what I am working on. Why am I doing it through Ravelry when I could just pull up the pattern, which has a picture there, so I can show you where I am. I posted it in the Discord, but for people who didn't see it in the Discord, let's see, downloads. There it is. Okay. So I've not gotten very far. I sat down and worked on it one good time for one day. Let me please go to where I can see. Jeez. I worked on it for one good day. Let me get to the top. Scrolling. Okay. Don't start me on that. I will be listening to that soundtrack all day.
Since when do you listen to Les Mis? I don't even listen to Les Mis.
I like some of the songs in Les Mis. So
the only thing I listen to in Les Mis is the, because I didn't see the movie version that they did with Anne Hathaway, but Anne Hathaway sings that one song, and when I want to be really sad,
I'm gone by.
That I saw that clip pop up when the movie first came out, and I watched it, and that was like the first time that I actually really listened to the lyrics of that song and understood what it was about. Because whenever people sing I Dreamed a Dream on those competition shows and stuff, they're always smiling and hitting those high notes. So for some reason, my brain did not register that this is a sad song. All I hear is the I Dreamed a Dream part, and my brain, I think, went, oh, she dreamed a dream and now her dream is coming true. Oh, that's nice. And there's the high notes and all this other stuff. But when I saw Anne Hathaway in the movie clip singing it with the shaved head
at night.
Yeah, that's a sad ass song.
Yes.
And now I every once in a while I just go back and watch that. I'll probably watch it today now that I've mentioned it.
I never listened to that one. I always listen to Oh, now I can't think. I'm gonna have to pull up the friggin' soundtrack for me to remember. But the opening song, look down, don't look me in the eye. That one,
See,
and
I've never even
then
heard that because I don't know. I only know the songs from Les Mis that get pulled out and either like sung on competition shows or just in clips of things, like One Day More, you know. I don't know any of the other songs from.
yeah, I know I Dreamed a Dream. I don't normally listen to that one. I'll listen to it every once in a while. But Look Down is one that I'll listen to. At the end of the day will get stuck in my head so fast. At the end of the day, you're another day older. That song will get stuck in my head so fast. And then On My Own. On my own.
Yeah,
Standing
that's
deep
another one
beside
that
me.
ends up in the competition shows. So I've heard that one several times.
Yeah, that one is one of the ones. So we in my French class. This is a whole sidetrack, so you can just look at the dress that I'm working on, pretend that I finished it. But in my French class, in my French class, we did a presentation because there was a thing called I can't remember what it's called. Ari, what was the thing called where all the classes would do like a big presentation, and we went to Owen Theater to do the presentations, and you had to like go and see everybody's different presentations. I can't remember what it was called. It was like poets, or it was called something, some like shortened. Anyway, but my French class did a performance for one of those, and we were talking about the French Revolution and all of that stuff. And we did like reports, and in between the reports, people in our class were singing songs from Les Mis. So we walked in to "Do You Hear the People Sing?" and we were carrying like a big like French flag. And then but one of the people in our class performed On My Own, and then the other person in the class performed which one? I think it was the One Day More. I think he performed One Day More.
See, every time I think of One Day More, I think of talk about your dress. We'll talk about this later. Talk about your dress.
Yeah, so sidetracked. Okay, so this is the dress that I am currently working on, and I have you. We really don't even need to embiggen me, but I guess we can. I don't need to
Because
be
we
fully
need to see what you have done.
So I've done this much. I did all this in one day, and then haven't touched it since that.
And that's the skirt.
No, this is not the skirt. This is, if I can readjust myself, this is the boob panel.
So the bodice.
Yes, this is half of the bodice. The bodice is made in two parts. So I think I have like 2 rows left on this, 2 or 3 rows left on this. But the bodice is made in 2 parts. So this is one part. So if we pull the doohickey back up, you see where it's got the lacing in the middle.
Yeah.
Of her thing. I wonder if I can. Oh, there we go. Where it's got the lacing in the middle. So this is I've nearly finished one of these halves, and then I got to do the other half. The sleeves are also made separate to be sewn on, and then there's like a little section here where you connect these bits together, and then it starts the skirt part. So I have done half of the bodice, but I got half of the bodice knocked out in like one day. So I'm fully confident that I'll be able to get this done.
But you still have a backup just in case, right?
Yes, I do still have a backup. My backup is a white shirt and a black skirt.
I'm gonna ask you that every week because I am starting to doubt.
I have a backup. I'm more concerned. We need to go get Wayne's clothes is the thing that we need to do. But I did that. I'm currently working on, which I need to actually focus on while we're talking and finish. My friend, remember when I made the little crochet plants in the little pots?
Yes.
So my friend brought me a pot. This is a plastic pot. But my friend brought me a pot because she wants a plant for her mother that she needs to give to her mother like by the beginning of next week. And so the closest time that I can meet her is today at the Weaverville Market. Even though I'm not vending at the Weaverville Market, she will be at the Weaverville Market, and that will be the easiest time for me to try to catch her without going all the way to Mars Hill. And so
that pot's empty. Okay. Yeah. I was about to say, if you're meeting her today, that pot is empty.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to show up at the end of market, but I've got this. I always misjudge because I'll do the circle at the top, and I'm like, okay, this circle at the top fits neatly in the spot. It fits almost to the edge, and I always forget how much it expands as I'm going down. Because in my
So are you
head,
putting like stuffing in there or
yeah,
something? Or
yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna put stuffing, and then I also got, because some of my other plants were kind of wobbly, and so I've got stuffing, and then I've also got little what are they? The like glass in my head they're just Mancala beads. What are they? What? Where is my? Which store did I go to? And that is what bag they're in. Oh, is the bag even over here? No, not that. No, not that. Anyway, I got them. They're in one of the multitudes of bags that I have scattered around me. But I got
I know what you're talking
um
about, like those
yes,
flat glass beads.
yes, cabochons that would go in like a fish glass or something. So I got some of those, and so I'm gonna put stuffing. I'm gonna do a layer of stuffing. I'm gonna do a few beads, and then I'm gonna do another layer of stuffing, and then I'm gonna do a lot of beads down at the bottom, and then close it up, and that should weigh it down and keep it neatly in the pot.
Okay.
But so I'm going to be finishing that, and then I also, so we remember one of my coworkers is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I'm working on something for her. I was going to do a sweater, and then I was like, I don't want to do a sweater because I'm afraid of doing it the wrong size. And what if it's just a style she doesn't want to wear? And like, honestly, a baby blanket will just last longer for the baby, will be much more useful in
Mm-hmm.
general. So, um,
Considering that your baby blanket you had until what? High school?
until now, it is sitting over here until now. It is
You
one of
don't
my,
have that blanket anymore because you said that it fell apart. You said that it fell apart. Now she's trying to prove me wrong. Oh, it does have a big hole in the middle, though.
yes, it has a hole that I haven't repaired yet. It's still here in a blanket. I just need to. I'm trying to find a yarn that I like. I can't hear you because I don't have my headphones on. But I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
find a yarn that I like to be able to put this hole together. I still have it. I just need to close the hole up. So until now, um, and so I had a big cake of um something mandala extra. I can't remember, but this is all the cake that I have left. It was a big cake. So this is
Uh-huh.
all the cake that I have left. Um, it is attached to. Let me make sure I'm not pulling out stitches and having to redo things. This is about 3 days worth of work. Ta-da!
Lovely. Oh, yes. That's a blanket that you can keep for a while.
Yeah, I sat down
Lovely.
for like 3 days and focused on
So,
this.
what pattern did you use?
I used.
Okay, let me embiggen you. Hold that up again.
Okay, let me step back a little, maybe. Let me make sure I'm not going to knock over my Mew-Man. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
And it's a very easy pattern. Once I got it, I looked the first time I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, this is too many words." And then I like actually sat down and really looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, this is easy."
That's the kind of blanket that the yarn does the work for you so it impresses non-stitchers.
Exactly. I was working on it at work at a party store, and everybody that came in was like, "Oh, that's so gorgeous. What are you working on? You're so talented. Oh my goodness, you're doing so." And I'm like,
Yeah, but
"Oh."
if you're a stitcher, you look closely enough at it and then you go, okay, yeah,
It's
that's
just double
not.
crochets and chains. It is just some double
Yeah.
crochets and chains. Yeah, I need to figure out. I can't remember which yarn I have. I think I've got the yarn tag somewhere around here, so I'm gonna look for that briefly. But before I go looking for that, let me bring up the
I think Ronald,
pattern.
I had a thought, Ronald, since he's impressed by that blanket, I had a thought after we come back from vacation that maybe we should do another crochet along but this time of the 6-day baby blanket. I'm not 6-day baby blanket, but that 6-day star blanket.
The 6-day star
that
blanket.
that everybody's talking about on YouTube. I want to make that 6-day star blanket. What do you think, Maya?
Sure, yeah.
I think it would be a good way to use up scraps.
Ooh,
that's my
yeah.
intention. I want to make it, and just because every time I see a blanket, I think maybe I can use this to get rid of all these scraps I got sitting next to me.
Okay, so the easiest way to find this is if you're on Ravelry, make sure you go through your filters, check crochet, check free, check has a picture, make sure you're sorting by hot right now. Because sometimes I will go in and sort mine by random just so I can see patterns I haven't seen before. Sort it by hot right now, and it is the first pattern that shows up basically every single time. Let me pull up this page.
They should change that to hot to go.
HOTTODO. That song has been stuck in my head.
I don't know that song, but
HOTTODO. Hot to go. Okay, so go to your side over here. Make sure you've got it checked for crochet. Make sure you've got it checked for free. This is just my recommendation in general when you're looking for patterns. Is check for crochet, check for free, check has photo.
Has photo.
And yeah, make sure, because I hate whenever. Oh look, it's a 6-day star blanket is up here too. But the very first one, this is the one that I use. So
is the 6-day star blanket under hot right now?
Yeah, hot right now.
That's what I figured, because the first time I ran into that was I was watching some I think it was either a TikTok or a YouTube, and they were saying, I decided I'm going to make the 6-day star blanket that everybody is making right now. And I'm like, this is the first I've heard of it, is you mentioning it. But do go on.
Have you not seen the first person I saw was Amazing Page or whatever her page is, the one that does the
I think she's the one. I think she's the one I saw do it.
Okay,
I think it was her video, but hers was the first time I ever heard of this 6-day star blanket.
Did she say the one everybody's doing right now? I don't remember her saying that in her video.
I think
saw it a lot after her video.
I think it was her or somebody else, but I know I definitely watched her video of making it. But I saw whoever I saw, it was the first time I had ever heard of the blanket, and then I went to the official website of the lady who did the blanket, designed the blanket, and she's since put all these variations and talked about how she's been doing this blanket. She's been doing this blanket for years. And apparently it's a hot commodity, and that's how I find out about things a lot of time. I'm never in on the beginning of the thing. It's always somebody saying, oh yeah, this is the thing that everybody's doing, and I'm like, this is the first I've heard of it. So also, that's I feel old.
Side note, Junie, what do you mean by a bouquet blanket? While you were answering that, so the first one here, the Rainbow Ripple baby blanket, is the one that I'm doing. It is a free pattern, and it's got a download. But yeah, this is the one that I'm doing. It is very, very simple. You can do it in a bunch of different styles. I love these ones that they made for little girls that are like huge. That's definitely worsted weight. I'm using a DK weight yarn, so mine's going to be significantly smaller than that. But I am going to finish that.
That's what I tend to do with baby blankets, is make it bigger than a baby blanket, because I want them to carry it into toddlerhood. So I make it big enough to be a blanket that would go on a toddler bed, and like in your case, and I must have got it because like the baby blanket that you showed off earlier, for those who don't know, I didn't make that blanket. That blanket was made by my boss at where I was working at the time. She was a boss that I really liked, and she retired before I left that job, but she made that baby blanket because I was pregnant while I was working at that job. Everybody knew how hard it was a whole thing of me having issues getting pregnant. And so then when I finally got pregnant, everybody was like, oh, and got me gifts and things. I mean, people do baby showers anyway at jobs, but I mean, everybody was really generous because I had
Mhm.
tried so hard to get pregnant. And so that's where that baby blanket came from. And I think she's the one who gave me the idea of always making a baby blanket bigger than a traditional baby blanket so that they can use it for a while. And so I've done that ever
Mm.
since.
And what I think I'm going to do, because I saw this in a different pattern, but there's another pattern for blankets to specifically do this, but I think I'll be able to do it with this blanket, is the other blanket that I saw, they had loops in the end, and then they made a cord to go through it, so you could throw all the baby's toys on the blanket or whatever, and then you could take the cord and pull it tight like a bag, and just pull the
Oh,
whole blanket together for
cute.
like circle blankets like. Yeah, and so the way this
Cute.
pattern works up is there are just naturally holes in the ends. And so I think I'm gonna make a cord real quick to go through these holes at the ends so that you can so they can tie it up as a thing. But yeah, this is a free blanket, and it's like the way the pattern works, you can just keep going and keep going to make it as big as you want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think I have any more Yanni thoughts real quick, and I have to run to the bathroom so bad. So you continue talking, and I will be right back.
Continue talking about what?
I don't know.
Go to the
Talk about
bathroom
your.
and I'll save my yarny thoughts till you come back.
Okay.
What else? What else is on the list? Do I have any shower thoughts for today? Between me, you, and the fence post, I do not feel well today. If my boss happens to be watching this, I am going to lay down as soon as I get this done, as soon as we are done with this situation, because I'm having trouble sitting up in this chair. But I am going to probably pick up and do some work later after I try to lay down at least a little bit. Um, yeah, I already talked about wanting a partially gray wig, so we already went over that. Um, if any of you were fans of Jag back in the day, Jag is coming to Prime Video. I think it's already come to Prime Video because I added this note to my list a while back. But yeah, they're bringing the whole thing to Prime Video. I think it's going to be free on Prime Video. I don't think they're going to charge. At least I hope not. But Jag was the precursor to NCIS, which my husband and I used to be big fans of. Although we haven't watched the most recent season, I think. But yeah, I love me a procedural, even though procedurals supposedly are out of style because we don't like the police now. But in my brain, just like I can watch, Doctor Who, or I can watch Dragons or whatever and just separate myself, I can watch police on TV shows and pretend that they're different from the police that we have issues with in our real lives. So I like a procedural. And Jag was a really good procedural. So what are you OMGing about, Ari? Yes, Ronald, I do need to rest. Well, no, we could not have canceled because I didn't feel bad till like right as I started setting my computer up. That's when I started feeling bad. But sometimes it passes. So I thought, okay, I'll set everything up and I'll sit and it'll be fine. And I was fine for the first maybe 30 minutes. And then it started to come back, but it'll be all right. As soon as we finish this, I'm going to go lay down. Part of it is that I know y'all heard that swallow. I should have moved my microphone. I do apologize. Part of it is this chair, this office chair that I'm in, this chair, when I started working from home, I think it's almost 8 years ago now. This chair. Yes, I did see that. You're a little late. That was on the news this weekend, Ari. Yeah, we were big fans. We watched 90210. but we were really big fans of Charmed. Yes, we watched Charmed, but we're old enough to remember the original 90210, and we did because that was on the air right around the time I married my husband. Um, so we did watch a little bit of that, but we watched all of Charmed from beginning to the very bitter end. And there's not a lot of series that we stick with all the way to the end. We watched that one to the end. So yeah, that was sad. And she was younger than me. I was telling my husband, because she was only 53. I was telling my husband that it's we're at an age where it is difficult now seeing these, and I mean, it's always sad to see that someone has passed away, but it's difficult seeing these announcements now because we're seeing people that we grew up with passing away, but also seeing people in our own age group or people who were only a little bit older than us passing away. And it just feels if I think about it too hard, I'll get sad because it feels like the time is slipping away, you know? And it's just I don't know. I don't know. But yes, it's sad. And Richard Simmons passed away in this past week as well. And I grew up with Richard Simmons on television and exercise videos and stuff. And even though some people treated him like a caricature or whatever, but he was really all about people getting fit and well, no matter what size you were. So that was, that was sad too.
Oh, we're talking about what's her name dying?
Shannon Doherty, yeah.
Yeah, I just heard about it yesterday.
Did you watch Charmed?
No, it's one of the shows that I was gonna watch as part of my watching shows that my parents watched when I was a child series, like Ghost Whisperer. I just never got around to it.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten into it yet.
Yeah, you need to watch that one. That was a good show.
Because my next one was gonna be, whenever I'm ready for a long series, my next one was either gonna be Charmed or Buffy.
Yeah, both of them are long series too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Junie, you missed that. Yeah, Richard Simmons. Yeah. Okay, so did you have any more Yarny thought things, or was it my turn?
I had just a couple. So
Okay.
while I was resting in a room, I got the link from Junie for the bouquet blanket that she was talking about. Here we go. It's a blanket that you make in a circle, and then you can roll it up, and it looks like a bouquet. Isn't it so cute?
Oh, cute. That is cute.
So maybe
That
we
would
can
that
maybe
would
we
make a
can
nice
do
gift.
yeah, maybe we could do, when we come back from the cruise, we could do a crochet along of either, if you think you've got the time for it, the 6-day star blanket, or this one seems like it would be a lot simpler and a lot quicker. So either 6-day star blanket or bouquet blanket, and then everybody can post their things.
That would be fun. That
Mm-hmm.
would be fun.
Because I like this one, and I feel like, because people have been asking me to do blankets at markets, and I feel like this one would sell at market, honestly, just because of the gimmick
But
of it.
would it be worth? Could you price it at a price point that it would sell and also be worth your time?
I don't know. I would have to see how long it would take to make it.
Yeah.
So I would probably do this one before I do the 6-day star blanket.
Because that has a gimmick to it that might get people to buy it.
Yeah, so if I can sit down and knock one out and see how long it takes, because it looks like it's just straight up just like double crochets with increases going all the way out to the edge, and the thing that would probably take the longest would be the flowers along the edge.
Yeah.
Because like I
Yeah.
said, the baby blankets that I held up, I knocked that out in, like, I haven't finished it, but I knocked all of that out in 3 days, and that's a DK weight yarn. So I could probably get it done pretty quickly. The only other, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What else do you have?
The only other thing that I have is my other commission that I'm working on. Let's see if I can find it. one of my coworkers, her nephew is having his birthday is at the end, is like coming up towards August or something like that. And she asked me, well, she asked me for her mom. Her mom wanted to get the nephew. So I guess if it's her nephew, it would be her mom's grandchild. A KCO who is a YouTuber. I don't know this YouTuber, but they saw a TikTok video of this plush of this girl crocheting this plush of this YouTuber that's in the video. Let's see if I can I pull it up? Hello? I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up with the internet doing
up,
internet
or is
things.
My...
Let's see, maybe if I... Hello? I think I am. Okay. Yeah, so the video is not going to pull up. Maybe I can find an image. Okay, here we go. Oh, and it's just the tiniest image in the world. Oh my goodness. Let's just, okay. We're just going to do this and share.
Yeah, Spectrum was coming for her this time.
Because I was literally, because the video is only on TikTok, and so trying to open up TikTok on my laptop is like, you're trying to open up TikTok and stream? What do you think this is? So I just pulled up images, and there's some images pulled from the TikTok video. But here we go. Let's add to the stage. There we go. So this first one, this is the doll that she wants for the. Oh, I guess this one as well down here. Will it be bigger? Okay. But this is basically the size of the doll in the video. They sent me the video of her TikTok video of like, here's the bottom, here it is with the head, here it is with the hood, like, you know, the transition like TikTok videos or whatever. And I texted her back and I'm like, so I could do that. If I make it that size, it's going to be like $70 because it's like it's a large, like in the video it looks like a large plushie.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's going to be like $70. I said I could make a smaller one for around $30 to $40. And they're like, what size would it be? And I kind of like estimated the size for them and told them. And so they're buying the $40 size, which is going to be significantly smaller. It'll be around this big from bottom to top, around this big. But they're buying it. And so I'm just going to be freehanding it because there's no pattern. But it's very simple. It is absolutely something that I could just freehand because it's just like a round body, round head, throw a hood on it, and then make arms.
And this is supposed to be a plushie of an actual person?
Yes, it's a plushie of a YouTuber. So if I just take out the crochet part of it. This guy.
Okay.
I don't know what he streams. I don't know what he does on. I think he like plays games.
Want a plushie of a person is what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know. I mean, people like, I understand wanting a plushie of your favorite YouTuber. Like, if I found a cute pattern for a plushie of like the Game Grumps or like Drawfee or anything like that, I would definitely like do that. So that I understand. I just don't know what he plays. Fortnite, I guess it looks like. I don't know. But it is her nephew's favorite YouTuber, and so they're trying to get him, and they like. I was super stressed for a minute because I was like,
I just realized I've been sitting here this whole time and I did not do my hair.
Okay, neither did I.
But I'm sitting here on camera and I did not do my hair.
Okay, neither did I. We look the same. We look exactly the same. I even have a headset on today with a mic.
I still have the twists in my...
Okay, I've got a terrible afro puff back here. And I've stood up and walked around twice. Why are you're freaking out for no season.
I'm
Anyway,
tired.
so
I
yes,
don't
that is
feel well.
that is the other commission that I'm working on. You go ahead and move forward with your crochet stuff while I continue to work on this potted plant.
How did you let me sit here with my hair still in these big fat bedtime twists?
If it makes you feel any better, I couldn't see the bedtime twist, and I thought that you just had your hair pulled back in a ponytail.
I am so embarrassed.
Embarrassed? For what?
Because I'm sitting here with bedtime twists.
Well, don't take them out on stream.
In front of company.
No one can see them. It looks like you just had your hair pulled back. If you don't move on with your crochet stuff, mother.
In front of company. Anyway, I don't know where I left off last week. We know I finished there's 2 body panels for my shirt that I'm making. I don't know. I finished the first body panel, and I think that's what I showed last week or the week before. I don't know where I was on the second body panel, but this is where I am now.
On the second panel?
Yeah, this is the second panel.
You making moves. Making progress.
Yeah, I've already done all of the black, so I'm just now starting the white. So I've got like 3 more rows of this, and then it's time to do just the half, where I don't go all the way around, where I just do the bottom, the band part, not the bottom hem. So thank you, Ronald. So that's all I've worked on, because I've been watching Love Island. So we have about 10 minutes so we can go into what we're watching, because that's all I've got. That I showed it to you. That's all I've got. Haven't done any coloring. Haven't looked at any other patterns, because I really want to get this done and possibly make maybe one more thing, either a head wrap or something else. Although I have a black head wrap that I bought a couple of years ago. It's not a crocheted one. It's just a regular knit jersey one that I could wear with this outfit. So I may just go with that. And I was thinking of making another, like a little bolero or something, because I have several spaghetti strap or tank top style maxi dresses, where the top of it has my arms all out. So I wanted to make something to cover my arms on those. So that's where we are with that. Not anything very interesting. Hopefully after this vacation.
That's a good amount, because the last thing I remember was you were finishing up the first half. So it looks like you have made a good bit of progress. Unless I'm
I think last week, if I remember correctly, I had just done the setup for the second piece, because that's the fiddly bit, is doing, because they have you go around and then go back and then go down this side. It's a little fiddly bit to start it, but then once you start it, all you have to do is go round and round and round and round. And I was just at the part where I could start going round and round and round last week.
Okay.
So I was like, so the setup is like maybe 2 rows, and then so I've done all that since last week. But again, I think also because the first half I would stop and read the instructions every time.
Oh yeah, and now know.
And now this second half, I realized, once you get past the setup, really all you gotta do is go round and round and round and round. I'm good. Yeah,
that's how I was with the star blanket, because at first I was counting, because you do the centerpiece, and then once you get into the actual like pattern part of it, it's you do like there's a big shell or a little shell once you get to the points, and so it's like 1 row with little shell, 2 rows of big shell, 1 row with little shell, 2 rows of big shell, and then it's you do a number of double crochets, and then you skip 2, and then that same number of double crochets before you get to the shell, and then you kind of repeat that all the way around. And so I was originally counting, and now I was like, if I just look at this, I can see where I need to do the skip.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to double crochet until I get to the skip over and double crochet. So I don't even have to count it
Yeah.
anymore. I just go around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our media consumption. So first off, Maya's episode of her show is out now. I listened to that. Era 313 episode 1.
Would you like to tell the people what you thought, how you felt about it?
I think it's pretty good. It starts off, that could just be me. It starts off a little bit slow, but I don't listen to a lot of audio dramas. And so usually I think with just about any audio drama, it takes me a minute to like, okay, this is what I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the story starts to grab me.
Mm-hmm.
So it took about 5 minutes or so for me to go, okay, this is what I'm listening to. This is not what I usually listen to, but let me give it a chance. And then it started to grab me. It also took me a little bit of time to stop giggling at hearing my daughter sound like a robot.
I don't know what you mean. I always sound like a robot.
But because it sounded, because I kept saying this is what you sound like on game night, being a goof, and I had to try to like take you seriously. But then as it progressed, then I was finally able to get that passed out of my head. But free on Spotify, y'all.
Free on Spotify, free on Apple Podcasts, free on YouTube Podcasts. And I think there's one other place I need to go find it. But it's
Era 313. We'll put it in the description.
Yep.
Are they releasing the episodes weekly or?
It's every 2 weeks. So the next episode will be, we have a release schedule. So the next episode will be on the 27th.
Okay. Cool. Because your Aunt Terry is mad at me.
Why is she mad?
Because I made her listen to it, and then she's like, only one episode? I'm like, but she doesn't really like full-voiced audio dramas. She prefers audiobooks. So I just I sent it to her, and I said, I know you don't like full-cast audio dramas, but please just give this a listen. And because I just wanted her to be surprised it was you, and then I didn't expect her to want to listen anymore.
Oh, so she likes it, yeah?
She didn't even know it was you. And she was mad that it was only one episode.
That's funny.
Like, okay, I'm sorry. I do apologize. So we'll put that in the description. I don't see you have anything on here, so I'm just going to go down my list of stuff.
Yep.
I have been watching Love Island UK. Season 11. I gave up Love Island for a minute. Because ultimately they don't talk about anything. No. And they still don't talk about anything. But I honestly credit the progress I've made on this to being able to put Love Island up there and just let it roll. So I don't have to keep changing, like, because when I watch YouTube I end up changing a lot, trying to find something else to watch and all this other kind of thing. And this, I was able to let it roll and kind of pay attention but not really pay attention, so I could pay attention to other stuff too. So I was watching Love Island, reading a book, and crocheting at the same time.
Explain.
And catching up on my BGA turns.
Explain.
It's just how I do. It's just how I do.
I do not understand.
Because whenever I'm doing one thing, I always feel like I should be doing the other thing. So I just, on my day off, on a Saturday, I just open them all up, and it's like, I'll do the crochet, and then my arm will get tired, so I'll put it down, and then I'll read a little bit, and then I get to the end of the chapter or whatever, and then I'll go ahead and do my turns on BGA while I'm watching Love Island.
Okay. Because I'm picturing you've got like Love Island up, one eye on Love Island, one eye down on your book, one ear listening to one ear or no, one ear listening to the story. So it's an audio book. You're crocheting without looking because you don't have enough eyes for that. And your other eye is on the board game arena taking your turns. You're somehow crocheting with one hand.
Well, Love Island is kind of like in the background of it all. So, like, even when I'm reading the book, Love Island is still going. I'm not positive because they're not talking about nothing.
That's true.
All that, I mean, the only reason I tolerate it is because I love listening to the slang and the accents. Because if
Mm,
this was Love Island USA, I would have turned it off by now. I'm going to try to watch Love Island USA again anyway, just to confirm my suspicions. But generally, I can only tolerate Love Island if there's accents because they say the same things over
yeah.
and over. And I read an article where they were saying the producers purposely tell them do not talk about anything other than your relationship on the show.
Which is
And
weird
when
because if you're going to be having a relationship with somebody, like, how many siblings do you have? What's your favorite
well they
color?
get
What's
well
the, like,
they get Saturdays off, and because Saturdays is when they like clean the villa and charge up the microphones and do all that other stuff. So they're not on camera on Saturdays. And Saturday is when they get to go to the real beach instead of the little pool. Go to the
mm,
beach or whatever. And they can on Saturdays they are not allowed to talk about the show at all. So on Saturdays they talk to each other about their home life and
but that's
everything that they're
so
doing.
weird because if you're going to have a relationship with someone, you're
They
going to, you need to, so why not have that part on camera? Why specifically tell them not to talk about that stuff on camera? Because, like, if I'm watching a show
because
and, like,
they think it's not interesting. The producers don't think it's interesting.
that's so weird. Because, like, if I'm looking at these relationships, oh yeah, I should probably turn on the rock music. But if I'm watching these people have their little relationships or whatever, and I like, it would be so
Look
interesting
at
to me
Ronald
to
keeping us on
see.
track so that we can go ahead and get off of here.
But
Ronald kicking us out.
if I'm watching people get in a relationship, like, it would be so interesting to me that, like, British person A is like, so how many children do you want to have? And then British person B is like, oh, I wasn't thinking I was going to have any kids. I want to go travel the world. And like, oh no, British person A and British person B, they have such a good relationship, but this is a big, like, sticking point. How do we, like, it seems like they're not going to say, like, why would we not?
Well, some other people speculate that they're afraid that people are going to get on there and start talking about controversial stuff like politics or
Oh.
whatever, and so they keep them tightly on the stuff that's just related to the show.
I mean, you could just edit that out. They do a bunch of
True,
ridiculous editing anyway.
true. But so I guess it's time for us to. You were playing the rock music, so let me
Yeah.
change the banner.
I've gotten a good bit done on my little potted plant. I made it too big. I'm so frustrated. Like, I'm gonna
Aww,
stuff it in there because I've gotten too far. I'm not gonna rip all this out. I'm just gonna stuff it in there. I'm
because
gonna like,
dirt is lumpy. It'll be fine.
yeah, I'm gonna, I think, understuff the top of it a little bit.
Mm.
Um, but the problem that I have every single time is I make this circle here and I make this circle so that it fits perfectly into my little thing. But I always forget that when you're crocheting and you start to go down, it doesn't go straight down. I even did, like, you can see a ridge there from where I did a
Mm.
row in back loop only to make it go straight down more, but it doesn't
Mm.
go straight down. It like goes, it's a little bowing thing.
Yeah,
And
if
so
you
I
understuff it, you should be able to stuff it in, fit it in the pot.
I think so. I hope so. Because it right now is like too big.
You'll be able to fit that in the pot. That just involves some squishing. You'll be able to do it.
Yeah. So I'm like going straight down in a little tube here to fill out the little bottom section. But yeah, I think I'll have it done in time because market doesn't end until 6 o'clock. So I'm going to take them to work, knock this out, Go take this to her at the market, and then Ari and Ronald, B Saber. You ready to get your butt kicked in some B Saber? I have not practiced at all. I'm just that good.
Whatever. Okay, so thank you for joining us for this Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. We will be back here again on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday for Coffee Klatsch Playing Around. I hope you enjoyed our Coffee Klatsch Diamond Jubilee. If you did so, please subscribe so you can watch all of our other things. You can like this particular video so that you know that you like, so we know that you like this particular one. And if you want to know when we throw that crossword puzzle up for you to do while I'm making my coffee, then hit the
Notification bell.
Notification bell. Ding. Hit the notification bell.
And if you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this video on demand, VOD as they say, leave us a I'm trying to think of what emoji to leave in the there's not a Moomin emoji. I want a Moomin emoji. What could I leave for a Moomin emoji? Leave a flower. There's flowers on here.
Yes,
leave a flower for my Moomin cup. A flower or a sun. For my Moomin cup.
But yeah, thanks for hanging with us.
Oh yeah, Judy's right. Leave a diamond. Leave a diamond for the Diamond Jubilee.
Diamond. Yes, leave a diamond. Leave a diamond for the Diamond Jubilee.
All right.
Thanks for hanging with us. Peace out.
Ending the stream, pressing the button.